It's over. It's over, I tell you. The AAA gay gaming industry is washed. It's completely, dare I say, over. What the hell is this, Maddie? I would expect a title like that from my videos, not yours. Are you joining this side? Are you becoming a grifter or something? Ooh.
Unacceptable. Like, just straight up unacceptable. We had 3 more studio shutdowns, and many of these games were extremely
Good. Good riddance. I will sleep good tonight. Thank you.
lucrative, right? If we're looking at it from a business point of view, many of these games were very lucrative, but were plagued by awful business decisions. Each and every single one of them. This is some of the most undeserved shutdowns we've seen in industry history, in my opinion.
What?
And especially when you look at WB, a prominent entertainment company, for someone who's been around so long in entertainment, I don't know how you can be this bad at it. Between film and games, I don't get how you can be this bad at it. It's actually stunning to watch a company with this much IP
Damn, relax there, Buttercup. What the hell?
waltz into gaming. Batman, every DC superhero, sorry, but Batman. You got Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat. You can stroll down the street just handing out these IP and raking money without ever creating.
Can you actually? Fighting games are popular, but fighting games are like a niche. Your typical fighting game doesn't even get 1/10 of the attention, like, I don't know, a Call of Duty Easter egg does.
One meaningful thing in your corporate life. That is all you needed to do here. And you still found a way to bumble it completely to the point where studios who were making great things, who had great ideas, who moved the industry forward, and by the way, made profit.
He's showing Shadows of War, yes, thank you. Which studio made it and how many years has it been? I mean, okay, listen. The games industry is completely incompetent for the most part, especially publicly traded AAA studios. You don't have to look further than BioWare, Ubisoft, Blizzard, and all of that typical shabazzle. But they're not gonna just magically shut down an actually profitable, money-churning studio unless it can't produce a steady income.
Profitable video games get shut down. Unfucking real. Unfucking real. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, consider that your warning. If you got young ones around, Sailor Mouth Maddie's out.
Oh.
About. So we're going to talk about 3 studios that got shut down by WB Games today. Funny enough, we just covered them in a video a couple of weeks ago. And in that video, I said, pay attention to them. Why did I say that? I said, yeah, look, I get it. Like the YouTube titles and everything. It's really sexy to shit on Ubisoft. It's really sexy to
Oh yeah, I remember. We watched that video. Nice.
shit on BioWare. I get it. I see where the viewership is, but WB Games absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, was the most floundering games division at that time. 100%. The $400 million in the hole is like unbelievable to me. When you take Rocksteady, turn them into a live service developer, you look at the flop that Multiverses version 2 was, and then on top of all of that, you cancel a bunch of games from WB Games Montreal, and then you reset development on Wonder Woman, and you're another $100 million in the hole. What the
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman is getting canceled. Good. That is gonna be a shithole. Jesus Christ, Wonder Woman game. Okay, unless she's naked and hot, I mean, I'm not even looking at that.
fuck, man? Unbelievable. Let's read this report from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, who has broken the news. He writes, Warner Bros. Discovery Inc. is closing 3 video game studios and halting work on a highly anticipated Wonder Woman title in a bid to boost the
Highly anticipated. By who? Who exactly is anticipating this?
profitability of its interactive entertainment business. Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego are being shuttered, according to a memo to staff viewed by Bloomberg News. The cuts reflect a
Can we like get a list of what these studios actually have made? Okay, let me just Google it. Players First Games list? Or let's write it like that. Multiverses and That's it? That's it? They've made and butchered multiverses? I mean, why not shut them down, honestly? Sure, accept whatever. Oh no, they also made Harry Potter Quidditch. Wow. Game of Thrones Conquest looks like a mobile game. Harry Potter's Legacy. Oh no, that's just Warner Brother games in general. Okay. Okay, so well, in any case, yeah, it's the Game of Thrones shit is mobile. Jesus. So from the last 5 games that they made, only Hogwarts Legacy was good and was profitable. I really wonder why they shut down these studios. Okay. Let's go. Actually, I can just share the screen so you can see it better, okay? Okay, so here was the first one. Player first game list, blah, 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 and you have multiverses. What a time to be alive. And now, what's the second thing that we need to search is Warner Bros. San Diego Studio game list. See what we have. Warner Bros. Blah blah blah. Title: Lego Batman. Title: Guinness World Records, the video game. Fear 2 Project Origin. Wow. Yeah. What if this is actually the titles? That's not impressive. We can't even actually see all of them. Yeah. In any case, Maddie, I'm very confused where you're getting the term profitable from, honestly, at this point, because that seems like a bunch of bullshit.
Focusing of the games division on major franchises such as Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC Comics, primarily
Yeah, the Game of Thrones thing was a mobile game.
Batman. Okay, let's talk about the studios first, for those who are not well-versed with these teams, okay? WB Games San Diego will be the least talked about, but they're a support team that helped out Player First Games. But the main talk of...
Oh, so they're a support team that helped mainly out the company that made literally dick nothing. Wow, I wonder why they're getting shut down. Jesus Christ, who... Can someone please explain this to me like I'm 5?
This story will be around Monolith Productions, and rightfully so. They've been around since 1994, and they've made a plethora of fantastic games. But for me, what sticks out in my head, and I can at least speak personally to, is Fear. Fear is an amazing horror
Fear
FPS
was
title.
an amazing
but then
thing, yes.
You also have the Middle-earth Shadow series, right? Shadow of Mordor was industry-shattering because you had the Nemesis system introduced there. Which, by the way, guess what's...
Okay, let's search Monolith Games.
Patented. Let this thing fucking go, dude. Please. The last thing we need is WB to take down into their grave that system. That is like the one good thing that they gave birth to. The Nemesis system is super unique, gives you dynamic interactions with enemies in the open world map, and lets you craft your own stories. Very few new imaginative systems are introduced in gaming nowadays, and this is why...
Okay, so here's their list. In 2017, they made Middle-earth Shadows of War, okay? 2014, they made Middle-earth Shadows of War Mordor. Then at 2020, they made Gotham City Imposters, which was a disaster. Guardians of Middle-earth, which was probably a disaster. I don't know what that is. 2008, Fear, and yeah, that's literally it. So this studio hasn't made anything, literally anything, by the way, in what? 7, almost 8 years now? And their last game was the Wonder Woman thing that they canceled? Wasn't also Middle-earth Shadows of War a complete bust, by the way? Because it had the microtransaction shit in it. Now, granted, that's not their fault. That is just management pushing that stuff. But still, I think Middle-earth Shadows of War was the one where they put all the microtransactions and it flopped like hell. In any case, yeah, Monolith Productions, you kind of suck dick.
Why patenting them is a bad idea, whether your business goes down or just the lack of innovation that comes from it. That walled garden does not work, and we're seeing it happen in real time. I am very curious what happens to that system. But besides all of that, you had Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Really industry changing. Sure, it had like a Ubisoft open world formula, but that new...
I love how people who don't understand money in general, not even finance, but just money in general, are like, oh, but look at this game, it introduced a system that people liked. Yeah, okay, very cool.
System really set it apart. Combine that with free flow combat, decapitation, great abilities. What an awesome game. Shadow of War rolls around, right? Shadow of War is great now, but when it first launched, loot boxes,
hot woman,
right? Shadow of War is great now.
Oh, hell yeah.
When it first
hell yeah, look at that.
First launched, loot boxes.
Is that like an evil Galadriel?
Get your randomized orcs here, y'all. Go invade a fortress with your best loot drops, y'all. Yeah, and it wasn't until like 9 months after the game came out, as I covered in that WB Games video, that they pulled the loot boxes out of the game. That was a from the top down decision. That came from WB into Monolith, and it contaminated the whole game.
Yeah.
All right. This will not be the first time we talk about this sort of situation. From there, that was 2017. We would never see Monolith again. No one knew when that game came out that would be their final game. And what a sad way to go out. Poisoned by WB. And then they had to go work on a Wonder Woman game, which I know in this article says highly anticipated. I mean, look, I'm open-minded to it, but I was interested in how do you mix Wonder Woman with...
I am not open-minded at all to a modern Wonder Woman title game, okay? Wonder Woman is actually pretty... You can make a pretty good game because, you know, she's not exactly Superman. She can rip spines out of people and, you know, then beat children with the spines. And I'm just joking, YouTube. And, you know, do things of that nature. But again, not in the modern day
system. And then we learned in that original Jason Schreier report that they were actually going to pursue a more action-adventure title for Wonder Woman and not do the Nemesis system at all. What a fucking dumb idea. I'm sorry, dude. But, like, that is the defining feature for Monolith now, and you walk away from it? No way. Not only did WB poison and then shut down an extremely lucrative team that made popular open-world games and worked well with big IP, then Player First is easily the most tragic of them all because it was their first game in multiverses, and you couldn't have drawn it up better. Here comes a Smash Bros. Competitor, has its own identity in 2v2 style gameplay. It's got the roster that you know and love, everything from Shaggy to LeBron James to characters from Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. As I mentioned earlier, WB has this IP library, and they pulled from it for this game, and they made something really good. Hundreds of thousands of players, people spending money, they're excited, and best of all, you know you've got a hit when people are speculating about your roster and doing data mining leaks for the upcoming roster. I can only think of two franchises who get that sort of treatment.
Yeah, this multiverses could have been an actual real thing, but they did mess it up completely.
People try to do that for Smash Bros, and of course, most recently...
No, this is gay.
Marvel Rivals. If you're in that company, you're doing something really well. Player First Games has a viral hit on their hands. What does WB do? They call it a beta, and they pull it from the market. Seriously. What fucking idiot does that, bro?
Yeah, and when it came back, it came worse in all aspects, which was really strange. Something happened there, and I think it was something woke, obviously.
Really? Who called that shot? That was...
I mean, that was literally the Warner Brother games of the Ezra Miller period of life, where he was the Flash and they tried to put that retard in everything for some reason. And then they decide, hey, you know what? Everyone hates Ezra Miller. How about we make a movie with two Ezra Millers? Yeah. People can barely contemplate one. Now you added another one. Great job.
The worst decision that game could have, any game possibly, because when you have that zeitgeist, anyone in business, anyone in entertainment knows you cannot catch lightning in a bottle twice. You can't. You can build off that lightning, but you cannot catch it twice. You can recover from that.
No,
you cannot catch it twice. The only example I can think of, maybe that caught it twice, Cyberpunk. Very rare exception where the anime just hit at the right time, where the updates were.
Oh, don't make me talk about Cyberpunk, please. Like, I mean, it's so dead. Dude. Oh my god. CD Projekt Red is just becoming so woke so fast, it's not even funny, okay?
Pouring in.
Damn.
It had a recovery process, and then the perfect ending of that story was Phantom Liberty. But otherwise, Player First Games, right? We look at that situation there. You're like, okay, Stupid business decision, Maddie, but tragic enough, not that tragic. Here's the great part, right? And by great, I mean like sarcastically. They buy this team 8 months ago. 8 months ago. And
Yeah, this doesn't make sense, by the way. One of the things that I don't have any explanation, I can't even fucking speculate, honestly, on the explanation here. Okay, I can speculate in one way, but that's like retarded. Okay? And that is, why the hell do you constantly see Microsoft, Warner Bros., Marvel, and whatnot? They just randomly, for some reason, buy all these shitty little unproven studios for effectively 5 times what they should be worth, and then they shut them down in like 2 months after buying them. I just don't understand this. I completely don't. Effectively, the only solution to that situation I can think of, which doesn't even work honestly, but I mean this is the closest I can come up with a almost feasible but still stupid solution. It's the fact that they think they're gonna be saving money by not needing to split with the studio. In the sense that if the studio makes a game for them, they have to give them a certain. Maybe they just paid straight up for the game. Maybe they have to give. Maybe there's some kind of sales deal or whatever. And if the game turns out good, that studio becomes more valuable, which means congratulations. You asked that studio to make this game. They did. They became big off of it, and now you need to pay them 3 times the amount previously for them to make a new game while you literally made them? And that's why they buy them out? Because if that game succeeds, that studio is instantaneously going to shoot up in value? That's kind of the only reason I can think of doing it ever. But I kind of mean, that's still kind of fucking stupid.
Shut them down. Like, by the way, before all of this, they relaunched Multiverses, and of course it flopped because you took it away in its best moment and didn't let it grow into something before just ripping it off the market and trying, hey, it's a beta, y'all. We're going to figure it out now. It's going to come back better than ever. No, it's not. No, it's not. Who convinced themselves this was a great idea? Probably the same person who convinced themselves that it was a great idea to turn Rocksteady into a live service studio. Probably that same person. So
Rocksteady was dead before this. All the people who made the good Gotham games were long gone from Rocksteady. So it doesn't matter if Rocksteady makes an MMORPG, a simulator, or Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, or another Gotham game. It's done because all the people who made that studio good gone.
They bring it back. It understandably flops. I don't blame Player First for it. Apparently, Multiverses 2.0, we'll call it, was still good, but it didn't have the zeitgeist. Look, that is a big part of this industry, like it or not. The conversation fuels the player base. People want to be part of the next big wave. You pulled it from the wave. It failed. They shut down support for it. I'm like, okay, what are they going to do next? And they shut them down. Like, after they bought them, and just 8 months later, now you didn't even get a year of shelf life. That's crazy. And now they're going to refocus on safe. Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, years after its relevance. You know when a good time for Game of Thrones video games were? Like the mid-2010s, when the show was popping off. Maybe pre-season 8. That was a good time for Game of Thrones. But now we're going to do a Game of Thrones game? That's what we're going to do?
I mean, it does actually make sense considering the Arya Stark fucking thing series could be coming out, and the Beyond the Ball Jon Snow series could be coming out. Now, granted, I completely could not care less at this point. I just want House of the Dragon, okay? Even though House of the Dragon is also kind of contaminated now at this point. I don't know.
Get ready to read this statement from their head of games and streaming. It's funny to me. The quality of too many of our new releases has really missed the mark. JB Perret, head of games and streaming for Warner Bros., wrote in the memo. We need to make some substantial changes to our portfolio/team structure if we are to commit the necessary resources to get back to a fewer but bigger franchises strategy. So what is this set up now?
Also, he literally said the thing that I wanted to nail on the head. The fact that Hey, yeah, you're closing these studios that Maddie showed at the start. Like, yeah, yeah, but all of the talented people, the people who actually did a good job, are literally just gonna be placed in other studios that they own. So the good people that worked at Monolith are still gonna be there. Granted, granted, I don't know if there's even a single good person at that studio left. If there is, they're gonna be just placed in a different studio. Like the talent does not get lost; the fat gets lost when a company like this gets shut down. That's it. That's it. So I don't know why even be mad. In any case, that was Mr. Matty placed 10 out of 10. Bye.